it was revealed by people there that apparently he is no longer just facing threats from the far right, for which he requires, armour-plated Range Rovers and full detail of security everywhere he goes, but actually also he is facing threats now from Islamist extremists himself. I mean, they are a threat to everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's, if I had to, my critiques of Sadiq Khan would be he's a bit woke, he's a bit naff, he's a bit cheesy. He's way too
rubbish mayor.
Yeah, he's way too ideological about things like ULEZ. I mean, I don't think that he's in any way like an ultra-conservative. I mean, you could see why he would be threatened by Islamic extremists for the stance he takes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think, and I think that's also why he's quite silent on things, because many on the left are.
Yes.
They are.
But that's it. But why are they silent? They're silent because they're scared. But again, lots of people actually on social media making, I think, a very, very valid point. Where I don't want any MPs to be threatened. If they need security, they should have security. But I would like to deal with the actual underlying issue, why they need security, and deal with that threat. Again, if someone needs security from you, then they should be behind bars.
Yes!
It's not complicated to me.
No.
And if you're a foreign national, you should be deported tomorrow. I don't think this is complicated to the vast majority of British people. However, some people are saying, well, OK, so the MPs who, en masse, have either supported a policy where we have had, and I'm sorry, we have imported this problem. Let's not pretend this is something that is homegrown in the sense of like, we had this massive Islamist extremist threat. 20 years ago, 30 years, 50 years? Of course we didn't.
Yeah.
We've imported it from abroad. We've imported it from the Middle East, from the Indian subcontinent, from Africa. We have. And again, people are uncomfortable about that, but that's the reality. It's imported. So even people who are living here, who are born here, who are British citizens, but if they are, and again, it's a small minority, but too big a minority of the Muslim population in this country, and they're being backed by the far left as well. Even if you're born here, it's still something that it's an ideology that has been imported, and it has come with, imams coming here and preaching hatred and the like, and the spread of that ideology on the internet and in mosques. And I'm sorry, it is far too widespread in this country. And people who don't like me saying that, well, tough. Present me some evidence to show me I'm wrong. But MPs who've allowed that to happen, whether it's completely legal migration on a mass scale, Tories, Labour, Lib Dems, everyone all signed up to that, whether it is illegal migrants coming over on boats and not dealing with that issue and not really having the political will to deal with that issue, they have created this problem. They have allowed it to fester. They are the ones who said, let's light candles, don't look back in anger every time there's an extremist terror attack on our nation, whether it's Westminster, London Bridge, Manchester Arena or wherever. So they're going to get security. Well, what about the rest of us?
Yeah.
What about the rest of us who don't have security from the Islamist terror threat?
Yeah,
which exists every day.
Well, it's total neglect. I mean, you see now that France is taking a way more aggressive role with this. I mean,
an imam?
Yes, he's been deported.
So, yes, what did he say this, an imam?
Well, I mean, he had all kinds of views about women, about homosexuals. I mean, he was preaching against the West. I mean...
You're saying that the French flag or something was satanic or something?
Yes.
Deported him in a day?
Yes. Well, I mean, I think the French have been traumatised by the beheading of Samuel Paty. There was another attack on a teacher. I mean, these are real fundamental assaults on core values by extremists. And of course, you mustn't conflate things and you mustn't get into conspiracy theory, but you also mustn't be afraid to say what is going on and who is doing what.
Yep.
If you ignore these problems, they will fester and they will grow. You have to get on top of them, and that means being able to say exactly what is going on. And people are afraid, and I think that's because they're afraid that they will be accused of bigotry. But it's not bigotry to oppose extremism.
No,
I mean, we fought that hundreds of years ago. We went through an enlightenment.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, again, it is quite extraordinary that we're even having this debate. I find it extraordinary in this day and age. And again, I think MPs and politicians, the police, the government, you fail to act on this, well, good luck to you.